Sweet. So, right, let's get straight into it. So, you know me, I like to talk about all the other things about trading that isn't trading related, more kind of mindset. And you know what? This really came relevant to me again this week, because at the start of the year, I wrote loads and loads of goals. And some of them were like by a certain date, some of them weren't. And they were just things I wanted to achieve. I realized that recently I hadn't actually looked at that list for quite a while. And that was mainly obviously due to me. But when I went through it, I ticked off loads of stuff. And you know what? It felt absolutely amazing. So I thought, oh, we've been talking like quite technically for quite a long time in these calls now. And I just thought, like, right, let's get back to something that's vitally important, because I think having goals and setting, you know, realistic achievements to get you there, like we'll talk about it in detail in a minute. But when you're having those tough times, or, you know, things aren't going your way, or I don't know, there might be something's not clicking, we need to think about our goals at that point, because that's what will motivate us and keep us on the right path. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine that I met in the academy today. She's going through a really, really tough time. And when I was going through a tough time, I reached out to her and she kept me on the straight and narrow. You know, there was times where I wasn't as strong as I was or wanted to be. And, you know, I want us all to be able to lean on each other. You know, you can lean on me, but I know some of you talk, you know, away from the group as well, which is amazing. So just like, you know, connect with people that will help you achieve your. So what a lot of people do when it comes to setting goals is sometimes they're scared to think big. Yeah, we're always kind of told, right, be specific, make it time bound, it needs to be measurable, like all these smart objectives I was taught when I was taught how to coach people. You know, all of that I think is actually a load of rubbish. I think you need to know what you want, but it doesn't matter when you achieve it. I think you can be in your own kind of head with that one. And sometimes if you think like I need to achieve it by June and now it's May, all that can happen is you start to create that little bit of self-doubt, like this isn't going to happen. And we all know that self-doubt, the killer of dreams, like we talk about it a lot, the information you learn to trade, you know, it's like going to university. It's not always easy. So if you doubt yourself, that's where you can then start tumbling. So I would say an exercise for everyone. Now this is hard. I found this hard anyway. Is to write 100 goals. Okay. 100 goals. It doesn't matter when you achieve them, but what do you want to achieve in trading or just in life? A bit deep. Yeah, what are your goals? I know some of yours. I know a lot of some of yours, but it's really hard to write 100. Really, really hard. So have fun with it. Go big. You know, do you want properties in every country in the world? Like whatever it is it just getting funded? Say just getting funded. It's no easy feat. Is it to get a win rate on your trades? Is it to get a promotion? I don't know. It doesn't matter what it is. Eat healthier, drink more water, write some goals. 100 goals. But really, 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 really key, say really again, is that you need to think of the end. Like, what is the end game? Like, specifically with trading, like, what do you really want out of trading? You all know what it was for me. It was freedom. I wanted more time. Yeah, what is the main reason you're doing it? Now, obviously, to get time, I need a certain amount of money. So it's all interlinked, but my main driving factor be in control of my time. All right, so think of the end in mind. that then you should have that on a vision board. All right. You know me and vision boards, I hated it. Very resistant at first. And now it's the screensaver on my phone. All right. So subliminally, I've got this on my phone. And whenever I achieve a goal that's on there, I don't know if you can see, hold on. You can't see it. But I tick it off on my vision board on my phone. So I just keep doing ticks. It's great. Feels really, really good. You should then look at your goals regularly. And if you get new goals, add them to your list. All right, add them on. Your goals might change. You know, 6 months' time, you might be thinking differently than you are now. And that's great. So explore setting goals all the time. Look at your list regularly. Then this is what I did this today. And it was absolutely, I was literally buzzing afterwards. I crossed out about 10 things that were quite minor, but things that I really wanted to achieve this year. And not all of them trading related. And it felt great. So that self-belief, like we talk about mindset phases, you know, you've got excitement when you get started, you doubt yourself when it feels hard, you then get self-belief. It's the same with all your goals. So when you start ticking off things that you're achieving, just gives you that more and more power to go for the bigger stuff. Really, really good. Really, really good. So let me write this all down. Visitor in a minute. So number one is write 100 goals. Okay. It took me ages to write 100, like literally weeks and weeks. So do your best to write 100 goals. And if you're feeling brave, feel free to share them if you want to. But just put 100 in our group when you've done it. All right. Really, really difficult. And I'll kind of let you in on a little bit of, you know, the reason why this is a good exercise is really hard to write 100 goals for yourself. So what tends to happen, some of your goals then incorporate what you want to achieve with other people. That's kind of the secret. That's kind of the secret. Okay. Secondly, this is so important. Like who are you listening to? So we talk about personal development. You don't need to do much, 30 minutes a day. We've all talked about Mark Douglas. We talked about Kevin Trudeau. There's so much. I share it in our groups, yeah, about like motivational stuff. But like the people that you listen to, like even some music can have like really negative connotations. When it comes to trading, we've got over 100 educators. So I would listen to them rather than people that haven't got what you want. You know, I hope you like listening to me. I'm funded. I've been able to get this sort of system together to help you guys get there too. It's quite easy sometimes to get like off track and listen to people that just don't really fill our heads with positive things. So just be very, very careful like who's influencing you. And Justin Owens is a chairman in the company, and he does these like short, sharp videos like the Storm that I've played for us before. You know, there's so much information out there, but having your mindset right is absolutely massively important. Now, if any of you saw my post today, you know, I always practice what I preach, but stay coachable. What that means is you never stop learning. You know, the conversations we have in our group about like where we're funded, there's a few of us in there now. It was just me. And then we're always talking about what training we're doing. It's in across all our groups actually, and there's so much to learn. You can never stop. So keep going through Manny's videos, keep going through it, and that'll keep you on the right path. So, right, with going back to goals, This isn't always easy to listen to or to actually do. But when you're learning something new and you've got goals that are very big and they take a lot of effort, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to sacrifice something. So what are you willing to give up? What is it? It's been quite easy in lockdown because we haven't had the temptation of going to the pub with our friends, going to movies. We've now got a lot of temptation. We've got a lot of distractions that we didn't have for the last year almost or more. So what are you willing to let go? Temporary, could be forever. But what are you willing to sacrifice to let you get to the goal? Okay, I'm going to rattle through some of these now. The fifth one is mastering your day. So we've talked about having a schedule. You've all seen mine. I've posted mine in the group. I think a lot of you stick to doing things at a certain time because you work or you've got other commitments, etc. But mastering your day, so being really doing it on purpose. I'm going to do this today at this time. I'm going to listen to that bank levels video, whatever it is. Like schedule it in. Make sure you do it when you're doing your trading, when you're doing markups, etc., etc. It all needs to be on purpose. So this last bit is a little bit more difficult to explain. Stay with me. Stay with me. So like we talk about like how powerful our thoughts are. Yeah. So if we think about goals, and we're thinking about right, I want a Tesla, I want a Model X, blacked out. Like I talk about it a lot. My son knows. He laughs. We joke about it. We're excited about it. Yeah, I'm already thinking Tesla. One, Tesla. So those thoughts, they make me feel happy. I'm then like, right, I'm going to make this happen. I don't know when. I would like it by then. I'm going to make it happen. That then makes me go into action mode and I take mass action. I'm always, I know how I'm going to get there. Well, I think it's through trading. So I make sure I'm trading and I'm successful. But what a lot of people can do is they kind of let their results determine their thoughts. So say you're trading, yeah, let's keep it relevant, and you're not quite at the level you want to be at yet, and you enter another trade and it loses. Yeah, that can then make you feel a certain way, and obviously you get in this like downward spiral. So it's really important to think about our goals positively, because when we have these challenges, we know what the end game is. Yeah, it just keeps us on the straight and narrow. This is a learning curve. We talked about journaling and how to kind of take emotion out of trading. But having your goals, it's so important to think, look at, believe in, anticipate, be excited about what you're going to achieve. All right? Amazing. I want to help all of you achieve your dreams, literally all your wildest dreams. We've got the system to get us there, but we've got to be like really pragmatic about it and make sure it happens. So that's all I wanted to do really on that. Any questions about goals? Any of you having trouble setting goals? Anything you want to go over? I'll give you a few seconds. I'll drink of water. All right, stick them in the chat, guys, if there's anything you want me to cover again. Now we're going to get into some chart. So I'm going to go through NJ from last week. Simon, I appreciate you might not know what that means. So NJ is just like the nickname of the currency. So NZDJPY, so we just nickname it NJ. So that's the New Zealand dollar against the Japanese yen. And we're going to be talking about this trade in particular here. So where the yellow bit is. So this was not on the scanner. I put the scanner pattern in there just to see the fib levels. All right, so we had a 618 and we had a 141 extension. So an extension past the 127 at an area of support and resistance on a trend line with divergence. Okay, so you can see the divergence. Sorry, I've moved this around since. Can I get it? Yes. Okay, so this swing. Okay, sorry, there was hidden divergence. So you might have seen it, you might have spotted it before me. So in here, we've got the line going up, and this low to this low, we've got the line going down. So we had divergence, we're in an uptrend, a lot of confluence. So I'm going to walk through our strategy very, very quickly and then tell you why I held it. A lot of you are asking me like, oh, what are you going to do? Some people closed it early. I'm going to tell you why I didn't when I would have. All right, so let's go through our entry. So we've got the DC channel on our chart. Tick. Right, we then drop down to the 15-minute and we're looking for the entries. I'm also conscious we haven't looked at entries in a while as well. So let's do this all on purpose. Okay, so this is where we were kind of looking, and then we start getting the blue impulses up. So first entry, looks like it's that one. Yeah, so we've got the flat blue candle. It's above the 4, crossed above the 4. We've got the blue AO, we've got the blue above the red, we've got the blue above the red, and the black line above the 40. Bingo. Entry. We wait for that candle to close. And when that candle closes, we enter the trade. All right, so let me just look at our targets. Let me jump back to the hour. Apologies. All right, so the scanner that we normally use, the targets are on our Fibonacci levels. So we have target 1, which is the 38.2. TP1, make that green. Target 2 is the 618. Again, green. Target 3 would be the equal height, so the 100% of the move. Target 4 is the 127. Okay, so why do we go for the 127? Well, if this is going to continue the uptrend, it needs to break the high and then continue to make a new high. So 127 is normally a really good area for it to then start reversing back after it's made the new high. That's always our TP4. All right, let me jump back down to the 15-minute. All right, righty. So I'm trying to work out the risk reward. So we get our long position. The candle would have closed. And let's say we enter at the top of the box. Let's go with that. And for the first entry, we're aiming for TP3. Now, stop loss, this is how I do it. On the first entry, I put the stop loss below the low. This is the entry that's going to cause us the problem. If it loses, it's normally going to be this one. So entry, if it breaks the low and it's broken the uptrend, then that could be a signal for a sell. So I don't want to be in it if it breaks that. So below the structure, below the low. Bosh. What we've got there, a 1 to 4. Yeah. Simon, if this is all like double Dutch to you at this point, it's kind of meant to be. But this is what we learn through our course. All right, so bear with me. Bear with me. So entry 1 triggered, bosh. Pretty quickly afterwards, we had entry 2. So we've got the 4 McGinley and the 20 McGinley crossing, and the close of this candle, we have our second entry. So here, so worst case scenario, let's say it closed at the top. Now, it's a tricky one because there's no pullback in the entry candle zone. I would put I think I'd put mine just below, but below the trend, somewhere outside of this box. Again, be guided by your journal. You know, technically, you could just go with all of them outside of this box, because if it's in momentum, it shouldn't turn around. But I've seen it turn around a lot and get wicky before it goes off. So I just go below the trend. All right, we've then got the same TP. Same TP. All right, when I've got all the entries on, I'm gonna delete the other two. All right, because I want us to be really clear on what I'm going to show you. Right, third entry, we've got the 4 McGinley crossing. I can't get to that without. The 4 McGinley crossing the 50, the red line. So the blue line coming up, 4 McGinley crossed, candle closed. Let's go with the end of this candle. It's really easy to see when it's live. But let's say it goes there. Okay. No, I would normally not put this below the box, normally around the middle of it. Let's go with the bottom of the box. Then this one, we're aiming for the 127 extension. All right, so if it's in an uptrend again, it's going to go and make a new high. These are our 3 entries. So the first entry, we've got a 1 to 4. First entry, we have a 1 to 4. Second entry, we have a 1 to 4. Third entry, we have 1 to 4, nearly 5. So let's go with 4. So we're risking 1%, 1%, 1% to make 4, 8, 12. Yeah, that's the principle behind our entries. That means if we go on and hit all TPs in that trade, we've passed stage 1. Stage 1 is done. But we know the entries. Kind of what I wanted to show you is why I stayed in this trade. So after I've entered all 3, yeah, I've told a few of you before, I enter on the 15 and I'm back on the hour, always. Always back on the hour. So I'm managing the trade on the hour. So we know that our entry's around here, the top of this box. Right, you can see from this trade that, first of all, it never returned to the box. It tried. And this was at night, so there was some spreads going on, which took me out of one of my trades. And that's because I was at break even. However, let me show you what the point of this is. So when it rockets off like that, that's exactly what you want to see. Blue, 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 blue. We're in momentum. We've got in 3 times. We go straight into profit. We all feel very happy with ourselves. It hits TP1 immediately. Okay. Now this candle spooked a lot of people out. I had a few messages. What's the plan? Are we holding? Are we holding? And the reason I held, I'm guided completely by the strategy. So we've got the blue line approaching the 4 approaching the 20. What normally tends to happen is you'll have a pullback after it goes off to bring these lines closer together because it went up so sharply. Now, agreeably, that was quite a pullback. And on that red candle there, you look at the BMI, completely knocked it out of momentum. So I totally get absolutely why people would kind of worry about it. So what I did is I was just watching. I was just watching and watching, and I was, you know, this is all overnight, I think. Yeah, like most of this is overnight. So it's a complete exotic. We've got NZD and JPY, so Asian session, Sydney session. It's going to consolidate. You know, there's not a massive amount of volume in the market. That didn't really come into my mind though, to be honest, but just giving you a bit extra. But on, well, I look at the lines. Okay, so it didn't. Okay, it gave us a little pull down there, the blue line, but immediately after came back up. Yeah, immediately after came back up. It then crossed on the hour, so it gave us the second entry on the hour. I was asleep, 11 o'clock, wasn't watching it. It's either going to hit my stop loss, I was at break even, or we're good to go. So overnight, it crosses the second entry triggers. So I'm looking for the entries on the hour. All right, if this goes up, bounces off the 20 and then drops, we've already had the candle close above the 20 and push the 50. That's the intention, that this market is in an uptrend. We're just waiting for it to trigger. So if it bounces off and then drops and hits my stop loss, then guess what? I got the trend wrong. Yeah, I got the trend wrong. That will go into my journal. What did I miss? I've then got to go back over the trade and see if I missed an uptrend turning into a downtrend. Was there a market structure reversal? All right, at this point, I don't know if I'm wrong or not. So you hold, crosses, hour. Then this happened. This was 11 o'clock, this candle, but we had some intent here. So it's still consolidating in the morning. But look, the blue line's always pointing up. Still going up, still going up, still going up. And then we get the third entry, trigger, bosh. When the 4 crosses the 50 on the hour, that means we are now, that was the pullback. We are now in the uptrend again. We're in the direction of the market. And this thing never looked back. Never looked back. Kept climbing all day. I think this was the Friday. The only thing about this trade that was kind of, you know, we just ran out of time. So when you're on a funded account, you have to close on a Friday night. When you're on the actual account, on the test, you don't. But what I noticed is that when it got to this stage, on 7, 8 o'clock, it pierced this level of resistance, but then started consolidating. So if we go down to the candles, yeah, here it pierced, doji, pushed up, and then this is where it closed on Friday night. So I knew I wasn't going to get much more out of the trade. Pretty unlikely that this is going to go in at the 127. So I closed out. I was off down the pub for my birthday drinks. So thanks for all my messages again. And I closed. I was at the pub at 8, so I think I closed at 7. So I got pretty much every pip I could get out of that trade. But that was an absolute banger. But I just wanted to show you why I didn't close it. I didn't close it because I'm waiting for it to trigger. If you closed here, and I know some of us did, yeah, you've hit TP1s, you made a bit of money, but you've missed the move. We're not interested in TP1. You've missed the whole move. So if you did close, I want you to recognize why, those emotions. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? Were you worried that you were in profit and you were going to lose it? Again, relatable. I've had all these emotions. I don't think there's anything you felt that hasn't gone through my mind before. Maybe 1 or 2 things, but yeah, document why. And then over time, I want you to look back every month, and are your feelings in your journal, are they relevant? If you close that trade because you thought it was going to reverse, it didn't. So if you keep having that theme and you're missing out on TP2 and nearly TP3, then when you feel like that again in the future, one, you can then go, right, it's now triggered the second entry on the hour. We're good. When it triggers the third, you know you're absolutely flying. So that's why I wanted to break that down to us tonight. The Hikanashi candles show much clearer. So we had lots of blue still in this area. So the trend was still bullish. And apart from that red, that one pullback there, a lot of them are quite sort of wicky, which means we're in consolidation. So I was absolutely happy to hold. You're either wrong or you're right. And I want the market to tell me, not my emotions. Yeah, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to close and then be wrong and miss out on the trade. That hurts. So I've only got to this sort of level where I leave things because my journal tells me. You know, there's so much confluence here. Fourth hit, uptrend, support, 618, divergence. You know, we had the stops in the right area. We had everything going right for us. Everything was telling us this was going to buy out. Now, what I am looking at now on this pair is that this uptrend, this push up, did not make a new high. Come back to the trend line. I didn't trade it, even though I looked at it, 786 divergence uptrend. Because this didn't make a new high, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but this is the market structure reversal. The only thing that I would wanted to see here was this to keep going and make a new low, knock this low out before coming back to make the first hit. It hasn't done that, so we just wait. It's going to be interesting what happens. You've got like a ascending wedge, whatever, where it could, you know, this trend line's pushing it up, so it could squeeze above and then go and make the new high. But right now, that's not clean. I haven't got clean market structure for me to trade that. Hence why I didn't take this. Right, if anyone wants any questions, feel free to come off mic. I want everyone to know my thought process through that one. Hopefully that helps. Anyone's got any questions, please don't be shy. Do not be shy. All right, a few seconds. Right, I'm going to go. I've been asked to look at NZDCAD today. So I put this in the group. Number one, it nearly fooled me. Number two, it's the first scan that I've seen this week. So I was like, what a trade. But that went pretty quick. I'll tell you what. Right, first things first, this called, I think it called around here. Let's have a look at the scanner. Yeah. I mean, just to catch you up, this scanner is exclusive to us. When you're a member, you get access to this scanner, which basically does a lot of the market analysis for you. Obviously, we'll go through that in more detail later on. But this called the sell at 3 p.m. Let's turn up. Okay, so around this area. Got that? Got my time zone wrong, haven't I? There was one. Yeah, okay, cool. 1 p.m., lunchtime. We had a scan here. Okay, so when let me do a vertical line. All right, so this was the go. So I'd already had this marked up, to be fair. So when it came on, I was like, oh, okay, we've got another hit on the trend. What's going on? What is going on? Turn this on. All right, so yeah, I liked it. I liked the first hit, liked the second hit to go and then make a new low. It's kind of all in one hit, to be honest. Then a good aggressive pullback. I think that pullback was level. Yeah, we've got 618. Looked like it. Then this one, I think. Oh, I've already written it up there. I think it was a 618. Well, so we've got the push down. And I think the 618 was right underneath that structure, or right on it. Bosh, yeah, right. So we've got a 618, so a good reversal area. We've got the downtrend. I wasn't too worried that this price came out of the trend because it was reaching for the fib level and the structure. Happy days. Remember, the trend is a zone, just like support and resistance. Right, first thing, when I looked at this, I was like, not sure. This third hit didn't go and make a new low. If this carried on down here, then pulled back, I'd have been way more interested. So that, first of all, I was like, made that noise a lot on this trade. Like, nah, didn't like it. But I'll tell you what put me off the most. These are McGinleys. So for me, this could still turn round and then bounce off the McGinleys and drop. But on the hour, I want to see the McGinleys like way lower, because that means there's space. Like the hour's got to go and cross and trigger. We're already in it on the 15-minute 3 times. So I want the McGinleys in like below, like in my target area. So if we look at NJ, when we got in, that is GJ. Okay, when we got in NJ, like when it triggered here, we had the 20 and the 50 above on the hour. So that was the first thing I was like, I keep making that noise. Honestly, I had a lot of those moments where I was like, not perfect. So I played it out. I've got it on my tracker. On here, went through the motions. So I had NZDCAD, shark pattern with the trend, yes. On structure, yes. Divergence, didn't see any. So we've got the swing high to swing high. You know, it's low to low, no drama. Fib level, I didn't look at the scanner fib levels because it's, you know, shark was within the pullback. So I was just looking at the 618, which I'm happy with. And then the saving grace, and Alan spotted it straight away. Didn't hit the DC channel. So basically, for me, that failed. So for all those oohs and ahs, like, you know, it didn't trigger. It hasn't triggered for me. I wait for it to hit the DC channel on the hour before I drop to the 15-minute. Why? He told me to. 2, my journal. If I don't hit the DC channel, it doesn't win very often. So all of these things are just come from pain. So what we did get was that first initial reaction down. So if we jump to the 15-minute and get our Hikanashi candles on. Right, we've got the doji, lovely. The McGinleys look good on the 15. So we've got the space below. And I think this, did it hit TP1? Oh, it got very close. Very, very close. So this push down here got really close to TP1. So you had it trigger. Did it trigger? All right, so for me, that would have triggered there. That's got a wick. 15-minute, yeah, triggered there. Obviously, the DC channel didn't hit on the hour, so I wouldn't have even got down to this level. But everything else is pretty good, lined up. So just be careful with the scanner. It's been a bit quiet so far this week. This would have been lovely, but it was midnight. We went up. I wasn't up. That one. NJ, I think, is going to turn bearish. I'm going to go through a few pairs with us now. But that's why I didn't take NZDCAD. All right. What I would want to see really is I've identified something here. Tidy all this up. All right. So we're in sort of this. There's an arguable, couldn't say that word, uptrend forming. So we've got one hit. And there's just not enough clear structure. So it's broken the downtrend twice now. I just don't know where it's going to go. And I want to be a bit more probable. The fact that this didn't go and make a new low, knock these out and continue the trend. My bias would be that it's bearish. but who knows? I need that to go and take the high and then drop down to this trend line at a really good fib level with divergence, hopefully on the scanner before taking it higher. There hasn't been much cooking up today on NZDCAD. Any queries, questions, comments? You can come off mute if you want any specific things, but basically it didn't trigger. The DC channel would have saved you. If you didn't spot any of the other stuff, the DC channel should have saved you. If you want to snipe, so let's be real, there's different types of traders. My style isn't for everyone, but my style would be to go and take out TP3 and go and create a new low. There was an opportunity to snipe some pips there because it nearly hit TP1. That's a scalp. So on the 15-minute, the DC channel was hit. So there's many reasons I could see why people would take it, but for me, it didn't hit my trading plan. All right, since being really strict with my trading plan, really good things have started to happen. So I was very tempted, but it didn't trigger for me. Alrighty. Sweet. So we've gone through goal setting. We've gone through believing in your goals, writing 100 goals. Lots of stuff around that. We've looked at NJ from last week, why we held it. Looked at NZDCAD from today, why I didn't take it. And I want to now just go through a few things that I'm looking at. So you guys can feel free to copy them or whatever. So AUD-CAD, I think it was a few weeks back, we all were in at this stage. I think a lot of us rode this bad boy down a few weeks ago. I'm now waiting for the third hit on the trend. Third hit. So we had all this stuff we talked about before, the market structure reversal, the big drive down, the pullback to the 38.2. We've had another good impulse down, and then it's been taking its sweet time to get back to the trend. All right. I'm looking for, why have I done that from there? Hold on, let me get these fibs. I'm not going to do a money and make it fit. I'm going to make it. Where have I got this? Okay, so from high to low. That's the impulse. We're measuring the retracement. So obviously where we've got the trend falling quite quick, 38.2 up here. A 38.2 here would be nice. There's a bit of structure there too. So that's getting close to the third hit. What's the divergence looking like? If that goes and hits the trend line, it'd be interesting to see if there's divergence. There could be between the swings. Who knows? That's one I got my eye on. So in the morning, I've got my list for Wednesday. Right, you can see because it's already marked here, but we've got AUD-CAD. Guys, any of you on your tests, be very careful in the morning. There's loads of GBP news that's restricted. And obviously funded people, GBP news, I think it's 8 AM, just double check we trade. Right, we've now got GA. So there's a big uptrend, and then I've got this counter trend, not counter trend, subtrend even going on. It's now flirting around that area. So I actually think the GBP pairs are going to start getting bearish. My bias is because the fourth hit on the trends, normally the one that breaks, not always, but normally. And it's been going up for quite a while. So there's been quite a lot of consolidation, and this high has not been taken. Yeah. So even on that, after the first hit, you know, it's kind of not even reached this one. So this swing high above in 2 attempts since has not been hit or taken out. So it'd be very, very interesting to see what happens. In the morning, if this has broken the trend and it's starting to make its way down, then I would be really, really interested in seeing that as being the point of origin for the downtrend. A break of the overall uptrend. So this might be next week. Then a pullback to some form of structure to then take this bad boy lower. This thing moves like a absolute beast. There's a lot of pips. I wouldn't be. I want the clear market structure before I trade those. Nothing too crazy going on. The end's kind of similar. Looks very similar. E leveled in there, marked up on this one. Took me ages. Gave me a right old headache. It looks very, very similar. So potentially we've got a third hit approaching. So we could get another push. But again, this high hasn't been taken. And this E level here that's not been, is reversed off. Again, if we just have to wait and see what happens. But this is kind of my thought process, just waiting to see what's next. GJ. Okay, GJ is a little cleaner. So we've got the new uptrend. So we had the uptrend broken, the subtrend, downtrend broken, and another downtrend broken. And it's just continued to rally, knocking out this high. So we've had one hit and then a quick second hit. And we're just waiting for it to come back to the trend line. Again, you got my fibs marked up from the low to the high, a nice 38.2 pullback on structure. Anywhere around here with like a wiki hit outside the trend is all good. That'll be interesting to see what happens with that tomorrow. It's getting close. NJ, I think I went through with this failure swing. I'm looking for it to now go bearish. See what happens. All right, I marked this up last week, so let me. Just a bit easier. Okay, so major uptrend, 4-hour uptrend, 1, 2, close to being a third hit. But ever since it made this high, the lows have been broken, a new low in the market, and it's failed to break the high. So I'm seeing a market structure reversal in the higher time frame, still in the uptrend, still in the downtrend. It is running out of room. It is really running out of room at a quick rate. So it's going to be, again, very interesting to see what happens when one of them's got a break. I don't care which one. NU's pretty slow, so it might take a while, but I'm waiting to see what happens next. Ideally, because this will be the 4th hit, so you can see by my Elliott waves thing, the 4th hit on the trend, the uptrend, you know, would suggest that it might be weaker than this first hit on the down. So something like a break to then retest underneath at structure, divergence, 618. That could be again next week. There might be others, but they're the ones that I'm kind of looking at. Yeah, that's what I've got my eye on. I want to run something past you guys as well, so feel free to just put like a yes in the chat. So I'm talking to quite a few people that are going to be hopefully joining soon, and I want to kind of make the Tuesday night call about when people join, about going through like the basics and then leveling them up. So what I was thinking of doing with the people that are more experienced, the people that are on this call that are going for their funded, is doing a Sunday night call where we purely look at charts and we just get ready for the week. Now, if that is of interest to people that are actively trading or working towards their funded, just put yes. Oh yeah, they love it. Okay, I think that went down well. Yeah, there's every type of way of saying yes. You do that on purpose. Okay, I like it. We're a good diverse group of yeses. All right. So Sunday night, I'll put it in the group about what time. The market opens at, I think, 9 or 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I don't really want to trade. I just want to get the charts. You know, I just want to go through this with everyone. Right, and we'll keep it really interactive. You know, so I'll pick on someone. What you're looking at, and we'll just go through it as like a, you know, a bit of a mastermind. We're just trying to help each other out. Right. So look out for that in the group, probably around sort of 8 o'clock. So when the kids are in bed. But yeah, we'll look at that. We'll agree a time going forward. But I kind of think like the Tuesday night calls, not yet, but when we've got like 3 or 4 new people, if I do what I've done tonight with those new people, they're gonna feel a lot of pain very quickly. So I want to kind of step it up, sort of over 10 weeks with them. So just letting you know what I'm thinking. I'll announce that in the groups when that's all going to happen. But then Sunday nights for the people with experience to get ready for the week and get more and more of you funded. I'm absolutely over the moon, by the way, with the success of this group. Like the amount of people that have reaching out to us and to me and asking to join our groups. You know, what's the secret? The secret is that we went through a lot of pain to get there, and we've just stayed consistent, stick with the plan. We journal, we try and take emotion out of the trades. We use the scanner, we use the source for entry, trade market structure. You know, actually, it's simpler than most people think. But I want to say that, guys, you're absolutely smashing it. So there's a lot of people on this call. We've got 210,000 Ian Carter on his way to the maximum amount FTMA will give you. I'm kind of thinking, because of time-wise, I think we should bring him on. Bring him on for 5 minutes. I want to hear. I know what you've been through, but I want to hear from him, the man himself. We've got Luke past. He's past stage 1. He's on to verification. So we've got some big hitters on this call. Ryan's been consistently growing his account for weeks. Suneth got some big plans. He's going big. And Eddie, we're gonna get you on from Thursday. And Fiona, I know it's just a matter of time, honestly, just a matter of time. But who wants to hear from Ian? I know I do. Any questions as well, guys? Like, ask the main man. You know, he's got the biggest account in this room. The man, the legend, Ian Carter. Ian, you there?
Reluctantly, yeah.
Reluctantly here. Okay.
I'm here.
Right. So I think we heard from you the other week about your success on the 70K.
Yes.
The 140K. It was a bit different, wasn't it?
It was a bit different, yeah. It was a bit of a struggle.
Tell us why.
It was a 12-day struggle. I got cocky. I put on a few trades that I probably shouldn't have. Put on a few trades that I shouldn't have. Didn't hit all the confirmations. And dropped to about 132,000. So went 8 grand down.
Yeah.
Just shy of 9 in the end, I think it was. And only had to build it up by 5%, so 7 grand. So I made it a lot more difficult for myself than I needed to. All
right. So okay, you've passed your first account. You're waiting for that to come in.
Yeah.
You're in your this verification of your second account.
Yeah.
The big boy.
The big one. The one I wanted.
You're down what? 8 grand.
Down 8,000.
Right. Tell me what you're thinking. What's going through your head at that
point? Shall I put a stupid trade on gold? That was genuinely my first reaction to it.
Don't
thinking I'm
we?
never gonna pull it back.
That's how you got funded, was it?
No, it wasn't. That was my initial reaction. I was down at that figure, and I was thinking, how the hell am I going to bring that figure back? And actually, it was more about composure and then refocusing, taking a step back, not trading for a couple of days, waiting for the scanner, and then going again. And actually, in all fairness, it only took me 2 or 3, I think two all CAD, ACAD NJ, I think it was, to pull me back.
Yeah.
To being funded. So being stupid cost me what it cost me, and then ironically it took 2 trades or 2 pairs, sorry, to bring me back to verification.
Amazing.
So the moral of the story is don't rush things.
Yeah, the crazy thing with verification is
you've got 60 days to do it, but you're so excited to pass it.
Yeah.
And you've just done 10%, so 5% should be easy, really, in all fairness, bearing in mind that the 70K, I did the verification in 2 days.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, again, it just goes back to mindset and focusing, concentrating and understanding the market. And I'll be the first to admit, I jumped into NCAD again today.
Yeah.
A bit cocky, maybe. Luckily, I went break even on it quite quickly. So I was all right. But yeah, that's another lesson. Hence why I asked you to go over it.
Sure.
Because you are the oracle.
Well, do you know what? The theory's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
In practice, I think sometimes it's just good to like bounce off each other, like we all do. But I think as well, like you've passed, like you've had some insane achievements, but you're not getting carried away. You're like, you're just humble about it. Like, oh, I think I might be missing something. Can you help? And it's like, that's what I love about this group. Like, we'll help each other. So
what I've learned is the market is unforgiving, but massively giving at the same time.
Yeah,
it's just you just got to be willing to open up, learn, understand it, and it will come. Every time you said that to me before, I was like, yeah, I just want to get it done. I'll just get it, just do it. But actually, it will come, whether or not that's Thursday or Friday, or there'll be 2 scans next week. The 10, 20, 30% is there a month.
So talk to us more about mindset, because I know, were you one of those that when I was banging on about it, you were like, okay, mate, come on. Or like,
at the start, I mean, in all honesty, when I started this, my father-in-law went into intensive care with COVID, and he was in there for a month. I've got 4 kids at home, homeschooling. I was working from home, and I was properly stressed out.
Another one coming, haven't you?
Pardon?
You got another one coming too, haven't you?
And another one coming. Yeah. So found out she was pregnant. So all of that combined was pretty stressful. And actually, the whole Forex thing took my mind off of it and gave me something else to focus on, which I think actually, in all fairness, got me through that period of time. And then, you set your goals and you set your achievements, and then you kind of think, well, actually, is that too big? Can I do this? Can I do that? And then I remember having a conversation with you, and you were setting up your company to become funded. And I was thinking, right, okay, well, he's serious, so there must be something in it. And then you just kind of take it from there, and then things start getting a bit better. You understand things more. I've just put a lot of focus into it. I think that's the difference. If you go for something, you go for it big.
Yeah, do you know what? I've We met once on a training course and just sort of hit it off, didn't we? And then
About 3 years ago, wasn't it?
yeah, crazy.
A long time ago. Yeah.
Like Heathrow or something. And then
Yeah.
we're not really connected since, really. And then until this, and it's like you are a natural trader. I've said that all along. Like you picked it up like very quickly, but it's not been easy. It's not just been like, oh, I've just won another one. Here's another 10 grand. You know, it's had its challenges, and having those things going on at home, it's not easy to focus. So my absolute, I've got like, you're my aspiration now. I'm like, right, I need to get a bigger account than Ian.
Yeah, but I'm listening to you, Chris, so that says something.
Mate, together we're just gonna take over. But no, some really key things you said there about like not rushing. Sometimes, like, I felt that today with NCAD, like there's not been anything, and it's my withdrawal week. I'm like, let's go. I want to boost it up, but there's just been
what my saving grace with that was it hit TP1 quite quick.
Yeah.
And I was walking up to the pub, and I bought it to break even. As soon as I got in the pub, it flicked around.
There was aggressive, wasn't it? That
really, but it bounced off. It bounced off a fib level as well.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You know, you can leave the office or you can leave somewhere and think, I'm making loads of money walking up to the pub, and then you open up TradingView again and you're in the loss. You're like, Jesus Christ. So you can't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get at, because you take it for granted and it screws you. So it's kind of, there's a lot of concentration.
Yeah.
But it's there to be made. It's there to be had quite easily.
Absolutely. And I think like the style and the way I found, the way I've been going through with you guys, is that when I do enter a trade, I either want to be, when I'm right, like really right, and it makes me like 8, 10, 12%. And if I'm wrong and it hits stop loss, I lose maximum 3 or 1, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just trigger the 3. But that's kind of what I want to show everyone with NJ. It did sort of freak us.
I forgot the DC channel on the hour, I must admit. Hold my hands up.
We're only human, mate. We're only human. It will save you a lot. Save you a lot in the future.
Yeah.
Mate, you're a legend. You're very humble. You're going to be very, very rich very, very soon. And you're taking your final test, aren't you?
I'm in my third, yeah. 2 grand in, got 5 grand to go. I did lose a little bit.
Nature of the game. All right, so very soon we're going to be celebrating this man again. You'll probably take over all the calls going forward. But guys, just show some absolute flames for this man who has taken some time out again to tell us his journey. It's not always easy, but it's about letting the market come to you. That was the theme I got from you. Be patient.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's some courage and some absolute like your temptation to go big and sort of gamble, and you didn't. That takes some strong belief in yourself. So well done. It's amazing.
Thank you, mate.
Legend. All right, so let me wrap it up. If you guys have got any questions, feel free to drop it in the group. Simon, you're probably on the verge of collapse. Been quite a deep session tonight, but we'll catch up soon, mate. And the rest of you, keep going. Reach out to me if you need a one-to-one. And yeah, that's all for tonight. So thanks again. I'll stop recording now.